Donc lorsque je flingue, c'est toute ma putain de nation qui flingue avec moi. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Welcome back, everyone. Pluto with 3 rounds. Coach Terry, Jab University. How you been, man?
Cold.
That's everywhere, man. It's cold.
Yeah,
Unless you're in, I don't know, California or Florida or
Arizona
something.
somewhere, yeah.
It's somewhere warm. It's, I don't know. I think this is everywhere. It's just freezing. You got games and stuff being postponed. All types of,
Yeah.
If you watch football, you've seen how all that stuff is happening. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. So can't escape it. And we're going. I don't know. I think Georgia's cold. Maybe we're going to Georgia today. So we'll see what's going on. Going on over there. But selection camp is happening, right? And there were some test matches. I saw some of the things. I did notice something stood out. One of the weight classes was not going to be test matching. I'm not sure why, unless they saw something odd. But well, a lot of this stuff is happening, and I'm not sure when we're going to start seeing any results or anything. It's probably going to be after the Bulgaria tournament, if that's where they're going over in Stranja. So, but a lot of things happening. I haven't seen any sign of Jake Paul, but I don't know. They were waiting afterwards.
Did you see the Saudi Arabian billionaire that's behind a lot of those fights in Saudi Arabia says he don't want no YouTubers?
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. We'll see what happens. Because USA Boxing is putting a lot of stock on that. So, anyways, let's get going. Let's go. We're going to talk to the current number one seeded or ranked boxer at 189. Let's see if we can bring him in. Hey, we're looking at the ceiling. Hey, champ, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, appreciate the time. You take out to talk to us here for a little bit. We are solely dedicated to talking to the amateur boxing community. You're part of it, and we just get to know the story. But first, go ahead and say full name, city and state, name of the gym that you train at.
Matthew Nore. Everybody call me Rico. Straight out Lugo Boxing. From Georgia right now. I'm really from New York, but I live from Georgia now, and that's me, Rico.
Okay, Rico. Okay, we'll get into that. First question I like to ask everyone is, how do you get involved? How do you get started with boxing?
My cousin Marquise Williams. He was he's not around right now. I mean, he's alive, but y'all know he's locked up right now. So my cousin Marquise, he was like one of the best in the amateurs back then in like 2017, and then Golden Glove champ, and then that was it. He was ranked number 3 before everything happened, and then he introduced me to boxing and everything, showed me how it works, showed me the footwork, all that. So for my cousin.
All right, so you started boxing in New York, or you started boxing in Georgia?
I started in New York, but I think at the time I was so immature. I just I wasn't so locked in as I know boxing was for me, but I wasn't as locked in as my training is like until I hit like probably 17, 18. That's when I started locking in for real.
All right, and then you moved to Georgia and started training with Lugo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how many fights you got?
I say about like 30 something now. About 30.
Oh, word?
Like 30 some fights or something like that. I think 30 or 40. It could be. I don't even know now.
It's just one fight at a time, huh?
Yeah, one fight at a time. I don't really.
All right. Do you have a bout that stands out? One memorable one, or one that you learned a lot from?
When I fought the former national champ, when I fought Nasheed Smith.
Yep.
And then I fought him earlier when everybody else did on the other side of the bracket. I felt like they had an easy side. So and then I was on one side, and then I fought this guy named Jacob Cox, and I beat him unanimously. I was just outboxing because I was faster. Like I was coming up, I was still small. I think I had to eat some food to get bigger. So I was walking around like 176, so I had to eat some food to stay at the the 180ish. So like I beat him, but when I went after him the next day after fighting Nasheed in Texas in December.
All
Okay.
right. And what stood out to you about that? Because I believe he was the number one seeded for the tournament there. So you were going up against probably one of them that was projected to be there towards the end. What was that like being against somebody with that type of experience?
I ain't gonna lie, he could box like. Bro could box, and I like he, you know what I'm saying. He could box. Like he taught me like a lot. I see what he was doing when I started. Like, when I first came in there, and I felt like I won. A lot of people did, but you know what I'm saying. He's the number one seed. You gotta dominate the number one seed to beat him. That's why you can't really get mad about what happens. If it's a close fight, you know what's they gonna go with them. But like I felt like I learned a lot from him. Like just touching and moving, and I seen what he was doing. I was like, oh okay. So I just said, all right, I'm not gonna let these guys touch me no more. I'm not gonna let them touch me. And I just wanted to show my skills because when I fought him, the first round I dominated him. I think I had 10-10 across the board, and then second round I think the judges went for him. I think he had 3 10s or something like that, and I had 2 9s. And then he took I ain't gonna lie, he took all. He won the third round. I give him that. He won that third round, and that's why I was like, all right, bro, I'm not losing no more. And that's when I just got tired. I said, I'm not losing again.
All right. So, after winning this national championship, do they afford you? And I know it's not an Olympic weight class, but do they afford you the opportunity to join any camps? Have they mentioned anything like that?
I mean,
Even as a training partner?
I don't know. I didn't really take a look, and I didn't want to be told. I didn't want to leave my coach, Coach Lugo, because we was me and Coach Lugo got some stuff working the works. Like we turning pro. We not trying to,
Oh man, we didn't even get to that question yet. Thanks for answering it though.
I'm saying,
It's all good. It's all good.
like we try. That's my goal. That's my goal. Like my goal ain't for the amateurs. Like, but it would be sweet if they did. I think they did invite me to a camp, but I didn't go. I didn't go. I just wanted to stay with my coach and stick to hard training and keep going what I was doing because I feel like the training we train at our gym is way harder. So I just
it is.
and I didn't want to mess it up by going somewhere that I'm not comfortable and another coach in my corner is a little weird for me. I don't want to do that because that's having a coach that you know for a while and then having a new coach for like a couple of days, it messes you up. And I didn't want that.
Okay. All right. And uh, you know, at least you know where you're going, right? So everything's kind of focused and kind of, your decisions are to be able to make that jump sooner than later. Now, you said that you had to kind of focus in a little bit more on the sport. Uh, what did that mean? Were you training multiple? Like, how did your training change? How did the focus change? Were you already with Coach Lugo at that time, or when did he come around? Like, when did you start to make moves that really sharpen up your skills and start getting better to compete at the national level?
I was with another coach at the time before, but I had some stuff going on mentally that I wasn't up like to par. And then I was in the house, and then Coach Lugo came and got me, and then because he knew me, he'd been watching me even when I was with my old coach, and you know what I'm saying. He's always been at all my fights because his team fight when my team was fighting at the time all the time. So he was there. He was always reffing, always judging. He always said that I always had dog in me. Everybody said I always got dog in me because I used to always come out. One thing with me, I was always trying to knock you out. That's I used to love trying to do that because like I didn't want to leave the decisions to the judges because I feel like sometimes the judges are biased, and I was like, I'm not doing that. That's why I think I had my first 14 fights. I knocked everybody out. First 14, I think 14 or 13, and then it was like the first round, and some of them were stoppages. And then Coach Lugo, he was there. He was watching me. Him and my coach were close friends, stuff like that. And then, but I went in a down swivel. Like, something happened with me, and he came and picked me up, and then I went to his gym, and then we just been locked in ever since. And then that's how that go.
All right. So what's it like training alongside with two of the guys with the top knockout percentage in USA boxing. What's it like trading with them? Like,
Elijah's intense. He's intense. Yeah, he's an intense dude. He intense. I love Elijah though, man. He's really intense. He don't get tired for nothing. So if you think of it, he's not gonna get tired. Um, Nate he's really calculated. Like being with him, he always always told me I got dog. Me and him be always in the middle. Like we be banging it out. But like one thing I respect them too, because like you can't have no better sparring partners than them two. And training with them is just like they live and eat boxing. So like and I respect that. And that's all I wanted, to be around people who do the same thing I do, like which is love it. And I really love fighting. And they love fighting too. But I never had two dogs as my teammates. Like I have dog, like dog recognize dog. And them two dogs, especially Elijah, he don't get tired, man. That man don't get tired.
he's one of my favorites to watch, man. Like he just gonna hammer away at you and beat the hell out you. I love it.
And it's so funny when you say that. It was one time I forgot what fight it was. They started talking crazy, and Elijah just kept pounding them. So he just get Elijah. Even when he's tired, you will never know because he doesn't show it.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't show it. He's relentless, and he does his thing. And then, but yeah. And Nate and my dog right there. So
that's what's up.
Definitely. And you kind of talked a little bit on it that this is a demanding sport, right? It takes a lot from you, not only physically, like trying to learn the right combinations, how to, do all the footwork and all that stuff, but mentally, right? You really got to be in a good state of mind to be able to compete, go through those ropes and get ready to execute everything you've been training for. So tell us how you get mentally prepared to make sure that you're ready to go. Some boxers just flip a switch and turn off the light there. Apparently, you there? Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Basically asking you, how you get ready to compete. So some boxers flip a switch, other ones take a little bit of time to make sure that they're ready to go when it's their turn. How is it with you?
I
think his lights went out.
Hold a second, my mama kept calling me.
Gotcha.
But like, I think she know I'm on the live. But I don't know. Before I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch a lot of cartoons before my fight. That's how I used to get locked in. So like, I used to picture like I'm the superhero and I'm about to go stop. I used to watch even SpongeBob and stuff like that. I used to watch them stuff. I remember a time when I was like, I think I was watching SpongeBob in the line, and when you guys are getting ready to get ready to weigh in and all that, and then I was standing there, and then the dude looked at my phone, was like, I'm fighting a guy named Matthew Nore. And then he was like, Matthew Nore, this him right here. The guy said, this him. And he laughed at me. And I was watching cartoons, because that's all I watch. I don't really watch like grown-up shows and stuff like that. I'm really a kid at heart. I really don't like that stuff. But like, that's how I get locked in. If you wanted to know, it's cartoons and stuff like that, and I just try to picture myself as a but speaking of that story, that when I was watching it, dude was looked at me and he's like, "This is him." I'm about to beat him, and then we went into the fight, and I stopped him in the first round.
Nice.
Oh,
and he looked at me.
There we go.
And then I told him, I was like, bro, I said, you was sleeping on me because I was watching SpongeBob or something in the line. And then he was like, I was like, it's all good, bro. I said, it's love, bro. It's love. I would too. I ain't gonna lie. You see a grown man watching SpongeBob, like you gonna look at him like he a kid. Yeah. And I was like, you can't judge a book by its cover. And you really can't. And I was like, I'm gonna just come in here and do my thing. But like, yeah, that's how I really get mentally focused. Cartoons and stuff. I love cartoons. Especially my favorite one is The Last Airbender, the Avatar.
Hey, there we go. That's a good one.
So you said you came around boxing like 16, 17. Like, what were you doing before? Like, you playing ball?
I was playing basketball and football, normal. Basketball, I hated team sports, so I just can't. I can't really because you have a teammate next to you, and then they start slacking, and then you used to get. I was on the type I fight my teammates, and they start playing around, but I used, I had a bad temper back then when I was playing basketball and football. Like I played football and basketball. I was caught a couple trophies in basketball. And then my coach seen me fight on the court. He was like, "Yeah, you need to go to boxing." He need to go to boxing. He said, "This ain't for you." So I said, "Okay."
It's something funny or ironic you said, like, I play basketball and football like normal. Like, yeah, you can't be normal to box.
I caught that. Yeah, totally caught that right there. You're like, wait, so what's normal? It's like, what's going on here? So, but I've seen you compete a couple times. I know Coach Lugo and yourself would put yourself out there, clips and things. But if somebody hasn't seen you compete, describe yourself. What kind of boxer are you? What are you trying to do in there? Even though you already kind of alluded to it, but what kind of boxing style you try to? What are you trying to do in the ring?
I ain't gonna lie, like you want like if you want like a boxing style I used to like or like want to do.
That you do, and you're trying to, yeah, how you box.
I've heard a lot of everybody say Mike Tyson. I've heard a lot of Mike Tyson, and I've heard a lot of Joe Frazier. Everybody say I fight like Joe Frazier. I hear that everywhere I go, a lot of times. But like a style I used to always I wanted to fight like that Floyd Mayweather style, but that ain't for me. I ain't doing that. I can't do that. I can't do that. That's something that he's been doing that since he was a mini baby, and you got to be really experienced to do that. But I've heard Mike Tyson a lot, and I think it was the head movement thing, and I be doing it a lot. And I think the Joe Frazier thing when I be going low, hitting the left hook, because all my knockouts came with the left hook. So like, I think that's really what it is. I think that's what it's like. I say Joe Frazier, but my fighting style, I'm really explosive. So if you wanted me to try, I'm explosive and fast. That's me.
Okay. Okay, so in this sport, like, it's hard. It's kind of one of those things you got to do over and over and over again to get good at it. And it kind of gets monotonous sometimes, depending on who you are. Like, but everybody has this favorite thing they do in the gym. Like, is it sparring or bag work, shadow boxing, mitts? Like, what's your favorite part of training that keeps you going?
Sparring.
Yeah, figured as much.
Sparring. I like sparring. Especially I like when me and Nate be sparring. So you know what I'm saying? Me and Nate, ain't nobody can match with me in the middle like he can. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can. Me and Nate, it's like a war. And I think there was one time me and him was sparring. One time people walked in the gym was like, "Bro, this how y'all be hitting?" And you know, I was like, "Yeah," but like you know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody. I love sparring. Ain't nobody bang with me the way he bang with me. Ain't nobody does. So sparring is probably my favorite thing to do in the gym, especially with him. Especially with him.
That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, when especially in boxing, iron sharpens iron. Like you want to be amongst the best. You want to compete. Keep pushing yourselves to strive the best. Elijah's trying to get as good as he can get. You, Nate, like all you three are trying to just peak.
Right.
But in this journey, in this road in boxing, you're not going to win them all, right? That's is just how it is. And we'll get to this tournament that just happened here in December. But prior to that, you had some setbacks, right? You talked about one against Nasheed Smith and the number one seed. But the question is you put in this work, 4 6 week camp or more. You go on road trips to get to these tournaments that are week long, and then you go through the competition, and then you don't go as far as you wanted to, right? Maybe you get 1 or 2 wins or whatever it is. How is that ride home? How are you dealing with those setbacks, making sure that you're getting the positive that you can improve from, but not kind of sitting your head too much. Like, how are you dealing with those setbacks, and how's that ride home with coach and trying to improve and keep going?
Is it the national fights or like the local fights?
Well, I would say national just because there's a little bit more to them. You facing the best, and sometimes there's some seeds, but just in general, because you always want to win them, and when you don't, how you deal with that is important.
Um, I'm a- when I lose, like if I do lose, it's just like it don't feel good. Like obviously it don't feel right. It just I'll be angry. I just be so angry because I be like, bro, I should have did this. I should have did this, and I didn't do it. And like especially the national fights. See, the local fights is one thing, but like what I'm saying, because you could bounce back from those, and but national fights is something that's gonna remember because it's a big one of the big tournaments. I think it was I think it messes with you mentally like a little bit because like I think I had to get stronger by then, like mentally, and I think my mental. I'm gonna be honest, my mental was not strong at the time, and like I had a big temper issue, like controlling it. Especially when I lose, I used to get mad. I didn't want to be around people, and I want to be with myself and think. And then, especially that fight, I think it was the one in Texas, and I fought at 76, and I won one of them, and I lost to a dude named Deborah Taylor when I know I beat him. And everybody even said I beat him. Like it was like clear as day, but like they didn't give it to me. But it hurt it just hurt me in the inside. Cause I was like, I just bust my ass for this,
Yeah.
and then it killed me mentally. And then my teammates were like, bro, you won that fight, but it is what it is. He said we back to the drawing board. And then Coach Lugo was talking to me about being 100% all the time. Like he used to always like that's he said because he said I knew your whole amateur career. He said, one thing with you, when you 100%, he said, ain't nobody could beat you. He said, and that's what you got to get back to. Because he said, even right now, you're not 100%, in my opinion. But he said, that's not physical, it's the mental. And he said, when you get back to that, he said, you're going to be, that's what I was trying to do, like this tournament when I came.
Okay, so I guess for the Atlanta area, right?
Mhm.
So I guess the Georgia boxing scene, or more so the Atlanta boxing scene, what's that like? Because for one, we all got to witness, like, we've never seen anybody campaign for like an LBC presidency. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
making videos and stuff, we never got to see that. So
Yeah.
like, in my mind, like, why does somebody want to be the president so bad there? Like, is it that active? Are they competing that much? Because honestly, like, we see Georgia, we mostly see the Lugo teams. We used to see Wana in them, which is probably South Georgia, I'm assuming. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, everybody tends to come from the Lugo gym or Mustafa's gym. But like, I never really seen people like campaign. So I was like, it's got to be active if they make it like diss tracks for,
Yeah.
For
I,
real, man.
I,
For real.
it's crazy, man. It was
that
crazy.
was,
It was fun to watch
that
from
was
the
one.
outside, you know what I mean, looking in. But yeah, like, what is it like? Why is it like that? It's crazy.
You gotta understand. Y'all know the all right, basketball wise, y'all know like how the Golden State Warriors always winning. They used to
Yeah,
always win. Coach Lugo always winning.
yeah,
Like
I got you. Yeah,
so you gotta I get where they coming from. And you got sometimes you got a bunch of coaches that just hate them. They just because their sons beat them up. It's just what it is. And sometimes I feel like they mad they can't do the job that Coach Lugo do. Because Coach Lugo, one thing with him, he work with all the kids. He's always there. And one thing, it's so funny how you speak about the president thing. The president was even at the Silver Gloves. So 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 like Coach Lugo's always there. He's always reffing, always judging. He's always doing all the stuff. So like people gonna hate on him regardless. He don't care as long as you respect him. That's all that really matters. But like I think is they just I think is in my opinion. I told him I said I think because your sons beat them all up, so he upset about that. So I was like, you know what I'm saying, but. I ain't like that diss track. Like, that coach that did that was so low. It was so low. Like I don't respect you. Like I can't respect you because one thing you don't even show up for none of the events. Like he don't show up for none of the events. only Coach Lugo has been there every time, like every time. Even when I was in my old gym, he was there every time. He always helped people, and then he's always, even if say if a coach doesn't have you know, you gotta have two coaches in the corner.
Yeah.
They don't have nobody. Coach Lugo will work the corner with them. Like he'll stay back, but like let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Like he's always there. He's always helping everybody out. And in my opinion, like what you would want a president like that. That's a real life president. Instead of the other ones that just want to do it for the power and the glory or whatever, just to make a point. I don't respect that.
Yeah. I think it caught a lot of people by surprise.
It was
Yeah,
actually funny to watch, man. I was like, yo, I ain't never seen nobody like actually campaign for the
it was
LBC
wild.
election. It was a trip, man. It was a
It was
trip.
wild. So
You just understand, man, you just can't stop this.
yeah.
You
Yeah, I
can't
feel you.
stop that.
Yeah, I feel you.
So real quick. 3 rounds live, number 168. We're out here talking to Matthew Nore out in Georgia. Auburn, is that it? Auburn, Georgia? Auburn, Georgia. Currently ranked number 1 at 189 elite division, boxing of the Lugo Boxing Club. So you told us a little bit about, just kind of dealing with those setbacks and just how important mentality is and all that. Well, let's go to the nationals in December, right? Let us tell me that build up to it, right? Because you competed at the qualifier, at the summer festival, at the last chance qualifier. You competed all year. So after the last chance qualifier, I think you ended up going 2-1 at that tournament.
Mhm.
What was your preparation? What was your state of mind? How were you getting ready for December? Because whatever you did, ended up coming to fruition at the end there. But before we get there, how were you getting ready? Was training a little bit different? Like, how were you making sure you were going to be the last one standing?
100%. Just trying to stay 100 and focus. I cut the internet out, all that type of stuff out. Didn't talk to nobody. Just focus on myself. I barely, like, my auntie's she's my heart and everything. I didn't even speak to my aunt. I was so locked in. I just training hard. And I think the running, the cardio, and I think what I had to do, nationals and local fights were a little different. How they do it is when you're at nationals, it's like a whole professional thing, and then local fights, I could go out and do my thing, be me. But I had to lock in mentally and change up my ways and work on my jab more. And I think that's what Coach Lugo told me. He was like, "You always had dog in you. That's not about that. You got to establish the jab." He said, "Your jab don't have to touch. It's supposed to get you in." And that's what I was trying to do, establish my jab. That jab was like, I didn't realize the jab was that important until I like seen T-Bud use it against Earl. I did not know it was like that. And then when I seen Devin use it against Cabosis, that's why I was like, I gotta establish that jab for real. But like it was the jab. The jab is what got me to where I want to do. And I think I felt uncomfortable using it because I'm always want to brawl, but like, no, I gotta be smart.
Yeah, just developing. That's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and two of your greatest heavyweights were just known for the jab, Ali,
Yep.
Larry Holmes, and man, what Devin did to Regis with the jab was insane too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Just an important punch altogether. Yeah,
Oh
yeah. So, all right, you alluded to it. You kind of got there before we got there, right? We get the paid ranks. We get to fight with our shirt off, with the cool shorts. You know what I'm saying? We get the music. We get to walk out, and instead of handing us a trophy, they about to hand us a check. All right. Yeah. And when did you make the decision that pro boxing was the next step, and were you going to turn pro whether you won this tournament or not? So walk us through that.
No, I didn't turn pro yet. But like,
I know. I said, were you planning to after this tournament anyway? It's the big one. The December tournament is typically when everybody starts to turn pro right after. You know what I mean?
Right. I wanted to do one more Golden Gloves. That was my whole thing. See how that goes. because last year I won the regionals and state. But like, remember what I told you guys? I was going with a lot of mental. I couldn't go to nationals. I couldn't even. If I would have went there, I don't know how I would have performed. I would probably got stopped. You never know because I was not there. And then like I want a Golden Glove. I want a Golden Glove of nationals. See, state and regionals is one thing, but like nobody can say like they won nationals with Golden Gloves at the same time. Like some people could say that, but like I want to have that under my resume.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna say it's probably one of the most kind of sought after, promoters that that it carries a lot of weight, National Golden Glove champ and all that.
And people that don't know about boxing, they know Golden Gloves. You know what I mean?
They definitely know it's a mainstream kind of term. So if you carry that, you got that belt around you, that will help get some doors open for sure. So, but in December, you ended up competing 4 times. Well, first of all, you were going between 176 and 189. Like you were kind of moving around weight. Is 189 kind of where you feel most comfortable, or?
I mean, yeah, of course, but I feel comfortable at 189 because I think I'm not depleting myself. But then again, I had to get my body weight. My body weight used to 76. Now it's been used to it. I felt like 89. I felt like I was at my strongest. That's my strongest. At 76, I'm like a strong, but I feel more faster. So like, I was planning to go down to 165. That's going. I want to see how that plays out.
Okay, so you competed for, but you ended up going to the finals, and you ended up getting the decision. You got your blue belt. So just tell us about just reflect on that a little bit. All that work that you put in. You've gone to nationals. You got a couple wins, but then you were not able to advance. And now you got the medal. You being interviewed by David Austin. Like you got the whole thing. Like tell us a little bit about that when and you claimed the number 1 spot at 189.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to stay off the internet. I had to stay away from that. I stayed away from Instagram. I was on YouTube and everything, but I just stayed away from Instagram and the TikTok, and I just wanted to lock in. And then I ain't gonna lie,
Mom.
Yeah. Having that belt on my shoulder, that's again.
Go ahead.
Having that belt on my shoulder made me feel good. Like I ain't gonna lie, Coach Lugo was like in the corner. He's like, we was in the corner and he was talking about we gonna press him because he said let's see what he could take. He said I want you calling my phone again. My mom's. She don't know I'm in an interview. I can't. But like Coach Lugo had me in the corner and then he was like we gonna press everybody. We gonna step in their chest and everything like chest level. No headshots. No everything starts from the chest because your chest can't move. But your head can move all types of ways. But if your chest is here, you're good money. So I was just trying to stay on the chest, and I did that. And Coach Mark was in my corner. Like Coach Mark was talking about people saying that you don't got that dog no more. And so I went to go with that. Yeah, I heard a lot of people were saying that they like Rico lost his dog. I'm like, what? So I felt some type of way, and I locked in like every fight at that whole nationals. I was angry, like I just wanted to hurt somebody. So like I was so angry. So I was like, I'm gonna stop this dude hard. So I stopped him. And I looked at his coach because his coach was like, what he said, he swings wild. I was like, all right, pow. And then I hit him in the corner, and his legs just went like this. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to hurt him. And then the referee ended up waving it off. He was like, I had to. He was like, that was not gonna go well. But like, I fight with a lot of anger. That's the way. That's my fight. That's my fight thing. I fight with so much. That tournament, I think I was so angry. I'm like, bro, I gotta win one national title. I gotta get one under my belt. That's important. I don't care about having 5, 4, 3 of them. I just needed one, and I got what I needed. I was locked in a different zone that in December. I was just locked in a different type of way, different zone.
There you
You
go.
take pride in being a dog. Like them saying you don't have no dog in you no more. You lost your dog. It seemed to have gotten way under your skin.
Yeah.
It made me mad. Like, because I know people, like some people that like they want to see me fail. I was hearing the chatter. You understand? Like we're from Georgia. Like it's a hating place over here. Like some people smile in your face and try to act like they're your friend, and they're really not. So like I'll be hearing it, and I'm like, okay, Coach Mark. We work. You know, I think you guys seen on my story hitting Bob the Bob thing that we punched. That people say you don't got no dog in you no more. But there was the can I tell you something? That fight when I was dogging the guy, I think his name was I forgot his name, but I was dogging him out, and the one of the judges in the corner gave me a 9. I said, "What?" and then Coach Mark said, "Hey Rico, they say you don't got no dog. That's what they trying to say. He gave you a 9, Rico." So I went over there. I was like, "I'm about to take this man out."
Oh, that's wow.
So I said, "I'm gonna stop." Bro. Like I really take pride in that because you can't like dogs can't be taught. You can't teach that.
Yeah.
Can't be taught. Like that's just a different way. Like, and I want to be in my mind. I used to always call myself the biggest ape in the jungle. And I said, ain't nobody bigger than me, and I take pride in that. That's why I like you said, I take pride in being a dog. It made me upset hearing it. So I was like, all right. When I got like 3 knockouts, I had a knockout in Chicago before nationals. I had a knockout in Chicago and I dropped the dude. I was just waiting until he dropped his hands, and then he dropped his hand. And I didn't think he was gonna fall, but I thought he was gonna get clipped, and he fell. So I was like, "Oh yeah." And I went
Man.
rope, and I do my thing. I start yelling. That's just my thing.
Man. You know the funniest part about this whole thing? Somehow you think your coach sound like some Lou Rawls or
Leroy.
I was like, it's either Lou Rawls or Red Fox or a combination of the two. So I hope you do that. I hope you do that impersonation of him in his face. That's funny. I was like, dude,
No,
sound
I
like
do,
Lou
I
Rawls.
do, I do, I do.
So Coach Mark, I think you sound. I think Matt think you sound like Lou Rawls or Red Fox.
Oh man.
It's like Coach Lugo the brains. It's like Coach Lugo's the brains, and he's in the corner, and then you got Coach Mark. It's so funny. He just be yelling like you hear everything, and then you got Coach Snow who be in the, like he be in the cut. He be saying funny stuff like, "Oh, there we go, his body hurting."
Oh man.
So like I have 3 different type of people in my corner that's completely different. Coach Lou is like the brains. He sees it all. Coach Mark is the voice, and then we got Coach Snow who just gonna call things out when he see it.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So Coach Mark, you sound like Lou Rawls. I just want you.
That's it. That's it. And the chemistry between the boxer and the coach got to be that's critical because you really got to trust. There's got to be a trust. And an expectation, or a coach wants you to do what he demands and go beyond, right? But because to try to get to that spot. So how, it seems like you guys have a great kind of relationship. How critical do you think that is in getting you to where you want to get to?
I don't believe in like the changing coaches and stuff like that. And I think when I was with my old coach, even Coach Lou could tell I wasn't that type to jump from coach to coach. But you know what I'm saying? I went with him because Coach Lugo knew me. He knew me, like he knows my fighting style. He knows how I fight, and he knows my bad things and my good things. And then like that man, I ain't gonna lie, he's so smart. Yo, this man, Coach Lugo was like, what did he tell me? I'm trying to remember what he said. He said something to me. I can't remember it. When it come to me, it come to me. But that man's smart. He's like, I had to establish connection. This is how like he's talking about the connection. I think I built the connection when we went down to Texas. like even more. Like it was you know, we was close before, but like I think with this, like the one in Texas made it even more. We just became like a whole. I got to know like the team and my brother Jacob. He competed at the 147 and 39 class. Like he's next up. If y'all gotta holler at Jacob. Man, he next. That's my oos right there. And I think I had to get to know my teammates and everything, being around them. But being around Coach Lugo, man, he's funny, man, and Coach Mark, especially both of them, they just so funny. but they're normal people. Like they just people thinking they move a certain way. They really don't. They really just be chilling by the bar, cooling, kicking. They be chilling. Is you could walk up to them and talk to them, and I had to. I'm glad I got to, and from that Texas, it was from that day in Texas where I really got to build a connection. The laughing, the jokes, even when we lost, yeah, we sad about the losses, but like after that, we still became we just like hope we a family, and then and I haven't felt that in a long time, and I was like, man, I was like that. I said this for me, and then like that's when I knew I was like me and Coach Lugo, we about to go crazy, and then we went crazy, and I ended up winning an award again. I won another elite male fighter award.
Yeah, we've seen that. You said you had to lock in and stuff like that. Well, now that tournament's over, you got a little break. Like, what is Rico doing when he's not boxing? Is there any downtime? Like, I know you got to call your mama after this, but like, yeah, on the game. Okay,
You got the games. Okay.
On video game. Like I don't leave the house. I think leaving the house gets me in trouble, and I'm not trying to. I don't have friends, so like I'm always in my crib. The only person I talk to is Raina. And like I'm pretty sure I know Raina.
Raina.
Yeah.
I'll talk to her. That's about it. But like anything else, yeah, nope. She my girl. She's the only person I speak to. I don't talk to nobody else besides her.
There you go. There you go. It's you want to be in an environment that's gonna enable you to grow, right? It's gonna keep pushing you, and you have a lot of people around you that have their own goals. You just kind of you guys are kind of just going, to get that essentially. So, but there's there comes a time you can like sparring all day long, and it's good, but there's got to be some times where you don't want to get the miles in, or you don't want to go to the gym, or whatever the case may be. Just it's cold outside. It was damn cold last week or so. But how do you stay motivated and focused to get to the gym, or to do something that you necessarily don't want to do? That's kind of when you need to do it the most, right? So how do you get over those humps of maybe trying to step back when you should keep on it?
See, people don't know I live a whole hour from my gym, 1 hour. So I'll leave at the house. The gyms opens up at 5:30. That's when class starts, 5:30. And I'll leave early. I leave like 2 o'clock. I go to sleep outside the gym, like outside until he get there. And then when he get there, and when he get there, we go in there and train. But what keeps me locked in is the winning. I just love winning. I love winning, and I love the grind. Even the losses, it keeps me motivated. It keeps me like everybody be thinking the loss is a bad thing. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's there to wake you up, and I feel like the losses woke me up. I don't want to lose no more. Like nobody want to lose, and it's just like, yeah, that's what keeps me locked in is I love winning. And truth be told, I ain't gonna lie, I just love fighting people. I love putting my hands on people. I love hitting them. I love punching them. I like when their heads be just like going like this. I just love hitting them. And then I did this little move one time when I was at a fight, and the guy's like, I think he was laying on the ropes, and I just kept throwing like hooks, boom, 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 and then he didn't throw nothing, but I just love hitting people. Love hitting people, and like
They say boxers ain't normal. This is
Hey, there you go.
this is it right here. Prime example of what's going on. Yeah. Outside of like the obvious, familial relationship that you built with your coach, and that's how the trust develops. Um, what other things like aids in that relationship between the coach and the fighter? Sometimes I've listened to Lugo in the corner. They've put cameras there, and you know what I mean. Like he's got a healthy dose of strategy. We got some ill motivation stuff he'd be saying too. You know what I mean? Like is it always 50-50? Is he sometimes he's probably I know I've listened with Nate, it's a little bit more on that motivation side, like let's go catch a body type stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, is he like that with you too? Are you getting some of that? You know, same way he talking to his son, is he talking to you? And some of that stuff be real ill. I like it.
Yeah, it's the same way, but you know, you gotta understand, like Coach Lugo, a different person from like it's Coach Lugo, and then there's him outside.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
him in the ring, like yeah, he's like he gets in our chest, like he's in our chest, and he
Yeah.
looking up us in our eyes, and I'm just so locked in. Like I remember we was locked in like this, eye to eye. When we're locked in like this, he tells me what he wants me to do. He said, I want you to apply the jab, cut the ring off, do this, whatever you think. But he motivates us to. We already dominate this round. We're dominating them. We're not taking our foot off the gas. So like he said, we're gonna keep pressing them. But he said we're gonna establish the jab. That's just he loved the jab. That jab and a high punch count. You got to throw a lot of punches, and that's always his goal. But like yeah, it's a lot of motivation. Now the trash talking, we leave that to Snow in the corner. He be doing. He be talking crazy. Yeah. And then Coach Mark is the one. He the motivational. He's the one who just see. There's two motivations. I think there's the one that when Coach Luke was in your chest and he just telling you what you do, what you doing good, and then you got Coach Mark who's just barking. He barking at you. He said, "Hey Rico, you gonna have to stop this man."
There we go, right there. That's it.
And it's so funny because I'm listening to Coach Lugo too, because Coach Lugo got a little voice, but you can hear it. It's so weird. It's like when he speaks, you can hear it. And it's not loud for outsiders, but it's loud for you. And then I'm listening, I'm like, oh damn. So Coach Mark repeats everything he says and yells it out in front of everybody. So like, yeah, so like it's good. It's good. But like outside the ring, like a father figure. He's always, you know what I'm saying? Like I could tell him a lot of things that happen with me. And like he just tells me what I'm supposed to do. He's been helping me a lot, you know, but I've been going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I have a problem controlling like a temper of mine I got. He helps me control it. Like when he comes, I get angry and he comes in my face, I just stop. So
There you go. Real quick, 3 rounds live, number 168. We're out here talking to Matthew Nore, Georgia, Auburn, Georgia, number 1 at Elite Male 189. Lugo out there. Just a quick PSA. Next week we got Cavante James and Dylan Colon out of Florida. I talked to them. Younger boxers. You're around younger boxers too, right? We seen them. When Coach Lugo puts a video up there. So you got a national championship. You're probably one of the older ones there. I mean, you got young kids coming up to you. Are you playing a little bit of role model? Like, are you kind of helping out the little the kids there, trying to because they want to hold the blue belt eventually, down the line. Are you trying to guide them when you can?
yeah, like my teammates, we got one, my boy Kazi. He up next. We call him King. That's his nickname. So when he be fighting, we be saying King, yelling at like you used to hear it. But like Kazi, you got David. You got Alira who's up, stuff like that. Then you got Scarlett. Like you got all the young kids. But Kazi, like you know what I'm saying. Like I be I'm like a big bro to him. Like you know what I'm saying, because Kazi funny. He's funny, so like it's easy to adapt with him. David too. I got handshakes with everybody in the gym. I started a handshake with all the kids. So like I think I got one with David go like dun, 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 dun. And then we doing this. Scarlett, we got a little finger taps and stuff like that. But they push me. I ain't gonna lie, little kids push me because when they be working, I be like, nah, I gotta work too. but they next up, especially David and Kazi and David, Alira, like Scarlett, all them kids next up for sure.
Yeah, because they're watching. They're watching all their older teammates with those belts and everything, and they're learning from you, even if you're not aware. So even just sportsmanship, how you take a loss, they'll see how you do it. They'll feed off that too. So always making an impact. So,
Yeah.
Coach, what you got?
Yeah. So now post Golden Gloves, that's what you said you wanted to get that national Golden Gloves title. Like, so what's the goal with boxing? How long you gonna stay around? We shooting for the moon, world titles, millions of dollars, or you just going there just to be an all time great? Like, what you trying to do in this sport of boxing?
Build my legacy. I want to build my legacy, and like I know, like everybody be always want to talk about the money and everything, but like you gotta understand, the money gonna come regardless. So like you guys talking about like they want to make money, and I be hearing a lot of. That's why half of the guys don't make it in boxing because that's all they think about is the money situation. You can't just go into boxing like half ass and think about money and say I'm gonna just get my butt whooped for cash. Like, I'm not doing that. Like I want to win. Like like bro, like do you want to be a loser for the rest of your life? Or you want to win? And I just think like legacy matters. I want to hold all the belts. I think one picture to me that really made me smile, like seeing Devin Haney have all those belts at the same time. I was like, dang, that's crazy. He's young too. He's only like 24, 25.
And you gotta respect that man's resume.
Yeah, I respect his
Man,
resume.
that resume is insane right now.
And I don't care what nobody say. He ain't Tank. He ain't T.O. It don't, bro. It's like it don't matter. It's not everybody. He's a boxer, and the people don't understand. You got boxers, and you got brawlers, and you got knockout artists. They don't understand. They think everybody should be like that, and it's not the case. It's not the case at all. It's not. So like seeing Devin Haney with all those belts, that even motivated me some more. I'm like, I want that. I want to have like a bunch of belts on my shoulders. The money gonna come regardless. And I even told my aunt, like, when I make all this money, I promise you, she's getting my first check. She getting the whole thing. God promised her that, and I stand by that. And then, but like, I want them belts. I want to have one on this shoulder, one on
Yeah, put them all over the place. Man.
everywhere on the neck. Just want to have all of them.
Yeah, and now as we kind of start gathering our final questions, you mentioned a little bit on it on the awards that you guys you went to. I think it was in December. I can't remember exactly. It was not too long ago. It was probably like a year-end award show. Hey, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that, man.
Not a lot of LBCs do that, so that's
yeah.
cool.
So that's kind of cool. So just tell it because you got an award. Teammates got an award. The gym got an award. I mean, it was just you guys were sweeping. Like T. Patricio. They just came and
Yeah, brought
swooped.
out the brooms. Yeah, y'all
Swept everything. So just tell us a little bit about that. What was the whole occasion? What award did you win? And everything else that happened. So just talk us a little bit about that.
I won the Elite Male Boxer of the Year award of 2023, and I think it was my story, the way it came. Like won nationals. Like like I said, I always win one and lose one at nationals, but this time I went through the whole thing, so I won that award. Coach Lugo won the best boxing gym, best show, best coach. What else he won? And then I think Elijah had the most. I think he won the award with the most stoppages, something like that.
He at the top of it. Him and Nathan both at the top. They're the top two.
Yeah, the top of the list, the most stoppages. And Nate got excuse me, Nate got I forgot the other awards he got, but I know he got the Olympic trial award that he won. He won that award. And like I said, you talking about the little kids, my little bro Kazi got an award. I thought my boy Jacob should have gotten an award. That's my oos, man. Like, that's my oos, man. So like, I thought he should have gotten an award, but he didn't get it. So
yeah. Because not like Coach Terry said, not too many LBCs do it big like that. So it was a whole thing, a banquet, and look it all good. You got the big trophy. I mean,
I don't do the suits. Everybody, it's so funny. I walked in there, everybody was like suited up, like booted up, like suited up, booted up with their woman and everything, like shoes and like it was fire to see. I just don't do suits, so I just wear the thermal and I put on some black jeans with some Air Maxes because I don't do that. I just try to look a little presentable as much as I can. I'm just not a suit guy, swearing guy, and that's my thing. I don't wear that. I'm the type like even talking about the pro game. If I show up at a press conference, I'm showing up in some a Nike hoodie and a Nike sweatpants. Like that's just me.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but
You
like
got,
yeah, we all got awards. It was
yeah,
beautiful.
no, you guys were definitely sweet. Man. We saw the pictures and we said like, wait, anybody else win an award besides Team Lugo? Like, what's going on? But
Nah, they
man,
there was
congratulations.
that one awards, but like we just do it better.
There you go. There you go. Coach, what you got?
Oh yeah, it's my time for my
Yeah.
question. You got a magic wand and you can fix anything about boxing for the better. What do you fix?
The judging.
Yeah, check that again. Everybody say that one. That's kind of the most. Everybody says that.
You know, how do you deal with some of those decisions that you're just kind of like just left scratching your head? Like, how do you get beyond that?
I try to knock you out at this point. Yeah, like, I try to knock you out. Like, I remember, like Coach Luca had me funny. He'd be like, "We gonna knock his ass out," and then say him somewhere. But I be really, but he always said we gonna start off boxing first. But I be trying to knock him out, like, cause like, there's no way I just beat this man. Like I'm talking about. It's so obvious to the crowd, to the world. I'm just pounding this man. He's not throwing at all, hands up, and the judges gave me a 9. So I'm like, huh? So I'm confused. Like that's gonna kill me in the corner. I think they trying to. I don't know if it's trying to kill my spirit to make me lose. So I was like, I stopped him, and I'm coming to stop you and knock you out. And I think knocking you out, that's what I do best. My resume speaks for itself when it comes to knocking out people. Like, and people don't understand. I started when I was a super heavyweight. I'm a super heavyweight. I knocked out 13 to 11, 10 people on my own, and I was the shorter man in the ring. I'm always going against 6, 7 foot 6. He's so tall, so like I gotta try to knock you off because if I leave it in the hand of the judges, they like what they like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and you know, as like I said, we got a final question. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here for a little bit. One question that Coach Hair usually asks too, so I'll go ahead and ask it anyways. But you know, what has boxing taught you about yourself? Because boxing is a tough, demanding sport. You sacrifice so much for it, right? You can't go to certain things because you got to go train, you got to go compete. But through the whole process, you know, there's a lot of learning that happens for the better of the person. So what has boxing taught you about yourself?
Mental toughness, and you know, the mental toughness in boxing is a big thing. Like if you don't have mental toughness, you'll go into every fight feeling like down on yourself. It don't matter if you are the best. Like if your mental ain't there, you just ain't there. And I think that's what boxing taught me about my mental toughness. I'm like, bro, I'm really tough. I know I'm tough physically, but like mentally, that's a big difference. And I think I had to like my cousin Marquise used to always tell me, he's like, bro, when you're headed, when your mind is right, your head straight, and everything is good up here, he said, it don't matter if you are the trash boxer, you'll always win because this is right. He said, if this is right, you always win. And I think that mind that made me mental tough. This boxing thing made me mental toughness.
There you go. Any final questions, Coach?
Now let's hear them shout outs, man.
Oh
yeah, give them out everybody who's helped you get to where you're at so far.
My auntie and my bad, I'm tripping. Thank you to that. Everybody don't know I'm a black Jew, so they don't know they do not know that. So I want to say thank you to Elohim, the one man above, and then my auntie and moms, my whole family, especially my dad that's not here no more. My dad, he died in 2020, and my brother Makai. Shout out to my boy Nore, especially, and shout out to my brother Wick. That's my guy. And shout out to my brother Jacob. He in the gym with me. And my Oos. And Raina. And then Coach Lugo, Coach Mark Snow. And all my teammates. Like, especially Nate and Elijah. I ain't gonna lie. Them two right there push me a lot. Like, I'm talking about. They made me work harder, even harder, and even harder, and even harder. They got like you go in the gym, they got like hella belts up in the air. It's just hanging in there.
Yeah.
But like me and Nate always like gravitate each other's fighting styles because we was, we always used to try to headbutt, so he try to hurt you. So like I could be like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give him a shout out because Nate really helped me out as well. And then Eli. So like yeah, I got them two right there. They get the most out of everybody because Nate and Eli push me. Yeah, so
There you go. Awesome. No, well, where can people follow your boxing journey throughout those? I know you're on Instagram, but anywhere else they can follow you?
I got my Instagram, One Problem Child, and then you got my TikTok again, One Problem Child. I just be on Instagram and TikTok. I was thinking about making a YouTube. I wanted to make a YouTube like a little channel and start doing that, but I'm gonna see. I got stuff to focus on. I can't even think about that. But yeah, that's my TikTok and my Instagram. That's where I can follow me at One Problem Child, _PROBLEM_CHILD. And that's me.
There you go. There you go. So you said National Golden Gloves is a target, and then beyond it'll be the pros. Are we going to see you competing like at the is it called the National Open in Albuquerque? Is that what they're calling it? I'm
In New Mexico?
What's up?
In New Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
I don't know what weight I'm gonna do yet, but I'm finna figure that out. Like, the 65, 76, 89. I'm not gonna do 89 again, cause I already won that. So I don't need to do that now. If I can be ranked the two weight classes at once, that's a beautiful thing. But like I'm gonna do that.
And that's 24 pounds.
Yes, I was gonna say it's a big weight that you just told me. Like,
Yeah.
because I know you've been going up and down. And it's I don't know. Does it just come easier to you, or are you always not lighter than what you should be when you go up higher? Like, how are you able to kind of balance that?
I blowed up fast. Like, and people don't understand that about my. I don't know. Like when I there was a time when I was walking around like 200 and like something like 208, 203, 205, but like I blowed up fast. So when I eat, like I just start getting big. But then it's so funny when I'm cutting weight, like my weight drops all the way down to like 180 on the dot, and I cut from there. So then I cut down. I'm at 76. And then my weight just sits there, and then sometimes it goes down to 172, and then 170, and like it just sits there, it don't move until like it goes up and down. It's weird. I don't understand. I don't know. Like one time, I weighed myself on my scale here, so I wanted to see. I thought it was BS, so I said, okay. I went to the gym, went on the gym scale. I'm like, oh, nah, I really weigh 170. So I was like, bro, I was like, what? And I was walking around like at the time I was like 190 at that time because I was like I eat a lot, but that's the only time when I eat, but I walk around like 180. But when I eat up like I get to like 190. It's because the way I eat my food, I be eating a lot.
Well, we'll see you competing later this year and continue following you as you go through the pros. But again, I do appreciate you taking the time. We're talking to Matthew Nore, Auburn, Georgia, number one at Elite Male 189. Is the only podcast solely dedicated to amateur boxing, collaboration with Jab University. That's all we got. Next week we got Cavante James, we got Dylan Colon. We got National Silver Gloves around the corner. Selection camp is happening. A lot of stuff's happening. And then we just talking about the tournament in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's just around the corner. Like, there's a lot of things happening. Very active 24. Obviously, we have Paris Olympics, so we try to get some gold medals for USA. So, but with that, this interview will be available for watching. A replay if you didn't catch the whole thing.
I got one before we get out of here.
What's up?
I hope you guys. Do you guys have headphones in? Yeah, no, I gotta do. I gotta be me. I want to be me, but I don't want to kill y'all ears.
Oh, you gotta yell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man.
Go ahead.
Ah!
And with that, hey, you guys have a good week, and we'll
All
see you
right,
next
take
week,
care,
man.
guys.
Take it easy.
All right, y'all too.